Oh, hi there. I was just finishing my pot noodle. Unfortunately, I have another case to bring, and this is the case of Johnathan Price. I need you guys to tell me whether or not this latest victim of white supremacist genocide in America, another unarmed shooting down of a black man, I mean, could it be, is it possible it could be deserved? That's what some people are saying. It sounds horrible, doesn't it? But this is Coon's Corner. Look at the coons. Look at the coons. Always cooning for you. Look at the coons. Look at the coons. Always cooning for you. Today we've got the case of Johnathan Price, a much beloved bodybuilder, gym instructor, personal trainer who apparently lived all of his life in the small town of Wolfin, Texas. The young man unfortunately was shot to death the other day after trying to break up a dispute. Now I have let this one run for a couple of days because, I mean, I wanted to see whether or not the mainstream media were going to demonize this young man and right on time. I mean, they didn't for the first 24, 48 hours, but then the Texas Rangers got involved and right on time, the demonization. The officer responding to a report of a disturbance and possible fight in progress Saturday at a convenience store in Wolf City when he shot Price 4 times in the torso. The probable cause affidavit released by the Hunt District County said Price, a 31-year-old black man, was intervening in a domestic dispute and was never violent before Lucas shot him, said S. Lee Merritt, the attorney for Mr. Price's family. Attorney Robert Rogers, who was representing Lucas, has said Price did not claim to be an uninvolved innocent party before Lucas attempted to detain him. Texas Rangers booked Lucas into the Hunt County Jail on Monday. It's not clear where Lucas is being held or if he is bonded out. He is not listed on Hunt County's online jail roster. Lucas' bond is set at $1 million, jail records indicate. Officer thought Price was intoxicated, affidavit said. The officer at the store was greeted by Price, who came very close to Lucas and asked, "You doing good?" multiple times, according to the affidavit. Price tried to shake the officer's hand. Lucas thought Price was intoxicated. He attempted to detain him when Price told him, "I can't be detained," the affidavit states. I can't be detained. Lucas told police he would be tased if he didn't comply, and Lucas and Price began to walk away, according to the affidavit. Lucas deployed the taser, but the affidavit says the device was not fully effective, and Price continued to walk toward Officer Lucas whilst being tased. So they tased him, and like Frankenstein, the young man still came towards the officer. That's what you're being told. According to Price died at hospital. According to the affidavit, Price appeared to reach out and grab the end of Officer Lucas's taser, and Lucas shot him 4 times in the upper torso. Price died at hospital, the Department of Public Safety said in a statement. A preliminary autopsy report from the Dallas County Medical Examiner's Office provided the cause of death, gunshot wounds. A full report with toxicology results is expected in 6 to 8 weeks. So CNN demonized him. Right? You just saw it there in print. Oh, well, no. Do we know that they demonized him? Hold on a second, because to all accounts, this is a wholesome brother. But you just saw there, CNN said that even though he was tased, he continued to walk towards the officer. That's what it was, that you saw that in print, right? That's why I decided to leave it a couple of days. This is what someone had heard on the night that it happened. One of his friends.
And then altercation started. When the altercation started, apparently at that point, I don't know how because I haven't gotten that information, but 5 other people were present, white people. The cop was called. The cop was also a white cop. The cop is a new cop. He's very new, and I'll just say that. And so he apparently what happened was he was called to break up the altercation. So he did that. And he was trying to, break everything up. And these people were there as well. And he ended up, the cop tased my friend, who is a Black man. And he put his hands up, like, okay, I give up. And at that point, the cop shot him 3 times. Now, I've also heard that he went like this. I don't know if that's true. I know him. He's not an aggressive person. So I'm not entirely sure that that's true. However, he was tased and then he was shot. Now,
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have our first disparity. Here we have what she said, one of his very good friends, close friends of his. Then we've got the Texas Rangers version of events. Remember, this is the whole town's coming out behind this. A lot of white people are offended because he was such a good guy. Let's hear what the news has to say, because this is where it takes a different turn, you see.
And before his death, he actually posted on his Facebook page about his previous interactions with police, about his views on the Black Lives Matter movement. What did he say?
What's really interesting is if you go back at his timeline for Facebook, especially back in June, right when we saw a lot of the protests happening around the George Floyd case, was he posted that he definitely supported Black Lives Matter, but he also supported Blue Lives Matter as well. But he also supported Blue Lives Matter as well. But he also supported Blue Lives Matter as well. He talked about having a very close relationship with several police officers and talked about his interaction and reflected on them, saying that, how many times have, I had a situation where I had an interaction with a police officer and it turned out to be a good one. He cut me some slack. He helped me out. He did this for me or that for me. And so his point was, while I do support Black Lives Matter, I also support these men and women that put their lives on the line for us to keep our cities, counties.
So, this is an excerpt from Johnathan Price's Facebook page, taken from the 15th of June. With all the tension and animosity going on with race and the police one time, I'm on the same fence as Lil Wayne, with him saying a white cop saved his life and hasn't been too vocal based off experiences. I was raised by the Malones and Woodruffs in my hometown for a large amount of my youth. It was my second family then and still are. In 2020, if I have to say anything, the amount of food fed to me, money they spent on me, outweighs any BS about race or colour right now. I have family that's never done a damn thing for me or supported my business ventures, and they're my blood. They will forever be 1 million in my book, and they know who they are. They're to blame for my countryside and addiction to white women. Not complaining one bit. There were times I should have been detained for speeding, outstanding citations, outdated registrations, dozing off a red light before making it to my garage downtown Dallas after a long night out. I've passed a sobriety test after leaving a bar in Wiley, Texas by 2 white cops, and still let me drive to where I was headed. By the way, they consider Wiley, Texas to be very racist. Thought emoji. I never got that kind of energy from the Popo. Not saying Black lives don't matter, but don't forget about your own, all your experiences through growth. Waking up. Hashtag God's plan. Hashtag elevate movements. Yeah, unfortunately that wasn't the only thing he posted. Have a look at this. Now you all are increasing the chances of more profiling by cops when they roll them troopers in town this summer 2020, and I haven't even experienced profiling. You all won't be getting them to leave town after this idiotic stunt, aggressive rioting. How many blacks y'all gonna get pulled over and jumped now by boys in the uni across the world? Just fanning the flames, dummies? I can't claim it. All this race shit makes me want to puke. It was here in our history lessons and it's here today. Basically, it's not going anywhere. That was on May 21st. That's on May 21st. So, before we get out of our chairs to be angry about Mr. Price, there's something that you need to tell me. Innocent bystander, all-American, wholesome, good guy, or coon? I think there's a phrase, they used to say cheats never prosper, and I wanted to use the phrase coons never prosper, but they do. Are we moving into a time where coonery is potentially a fatal endeavor? But he could have been a wholesome, all-American good guy. I mean, the tattoos, the guy, Sean, whatever his name is, obviously a racist. But Johnathan Price, good guy or coon? You tell me.
Because we're living under the system.